Hello everyone and welcome back to Chronos Plays Persona 4 Arena. Today, we're gonna fight Yukiko because why not? Well, most because we actually have to beat her to get through Invisible Wall. Her weight's unknown. I don't know how tall she is.
Final.
Sorry. Oh god.
Will that be enough?
No. Oh, I can air dash.
It seems a change of pace is in order.
Oh god. Oh, I hit her with the backslash. Oh, gotcha. Oh, I'm kicking your ass. Okay, never mind. I take it all back.
Still standing.
There we go. Done. Done. Way easier than Yosuke.
Better luck next time.
The Unconquerable Snow Black? What does that even mean? Like, what does that even mean? What is Snow Black? What is Snow Black?
The winner is you, Senpai. What an utter thrashing.
That is 100% true. I destroyed her.
I love all this animosity! These kind, self-righteous friends showing how they really feel by beating the crap out of each other. That's the real thrill of the P-1 Grand Prix!
I don't care to hear any more of Teddy's jests. I still have reservations about fighting against my friends, but I know now that there is no way to save them. I'm resolved to do what must be done. Also, there's no knowing if Teddy and Rise have been affected just like Yosuke and Yukiko had. I'm assuming that would be yes. If they are, then there's no use in trying to talk to them through the monitors like this. That's the conclusion I've come to, but Miss President seems to have other ideas.
How much further are you gonna push this? Why are you doing it anyway? These guys are friends. What's so much fun about making friends fight each other?
Miss President vents her frustration at Teddy's image on the monitor, but I was a bit surprised at how she worded it. She seemed more upset that he was making friends fight each other, not why he had dragged the entire school into this mess. We've only just met, but she clearly sympathizes with us and understands the pain we're going through. I'm embarrassed but proud at the same time. Why were you be proud? A girl with such compassion would be a great student council president. And no wonder she was elected. It's no wonder she was elected to represent the school body of Yasogami High.
It's alright. Thanks, though.
It's not all right.
I mean, it's not.
This is
She's still worked up and she lashes out at me. Perhaps her heart is a little too honest, but her anger sets my mind at ease. She's right. What General Teddy is doing now cannot be forgiven. I glare at the monitor.
Sorry, but you're not getting your wish.
What?
Did you think this would be all it took to break us apart? That it would make us hate each other? Sorry to say, but that's a huge mistake on your part.
I mean, we should probably ask Yukiko how she's doing before we say
I
that.
believe in my friends. They'll never get taken in like that.
You're so stupid! What kind of sensei are you?
The best one.
I'm warning you now. If you really are Teddy, then we'll get you back to normal no matter what it takes. Even if it costs us our lives. But if you're an imposter hiding behind Teddy's face, I will make you pay for toying.
Oh yes. Teddy scoffs and turns around. The monitor suddenly switches off. Suddenly turning on us without any sign of remorse, that's not like Teddy at all. No, he's most likely not the real Teddy. Seeing the anger in his face only strengthens my suspicions. Someone must be taking Teddy's form to make it look like he's the one committing these acts.
that girl's come around.
I immediately rush to Yukiko's side. Are you alright? I'm sorry. Are you alright?
Yukiko, are you alright? I'm sorry I couldn't go easy on you.
No, it's okay. You aren't your usual self, but I could tell by your eyes that there was something going on. I'm sorry too. Did I hurt you?
I mean, you fried my hairs a little bit, but at the same time, I whooped your ass.
Kinda, yeah. I sure wouldn't want to get into it with you again.
I try to pass it off as a joke, but we look at each other and laugh. Things are going the same way as they had with Yosuke. It's becoming clear now.
Hey, did I say things that offended you earlier?
Yes. You did.
Yukiko hesitates as if even remembering it is a difficult experience. Oh Jesus, what did we say? What in the world did my illusion say to her? I bet it was something horrible. Whoever's doing this is certainly finding the most annoying way of getting us to fight. But what I supposedly said to her doesn't matter. Yukiko is still hesitant to bring it up, so I tell her not to worry about it.
I don't need to know what I said. I just wanted to see if my guess was right. It looks like our enemy has the power to confuse our senses. My first opponent was Yosuke, and he told me a similar story after we fought.
Huh? You said something bad to Yosuke-kun too? What did you tell him?
Oh, I picked on him about his nurse fetish.
You sure you want to know?
Oh, she wants to know. If I'm the only one admitting to what happened, that's not fair, is it? But that curiosity is in line with Yukiko, I know. I evade the issue with a smile and call out to Miss President, standing behind us.
What kind of people are you? Hmm? Oh, right. We used our personas.
Yeah, we should at least explain to her what's going on.
She did see everything that had just happened. This would be a good opportunity to tell her everything. I introduce Miss President and Yukiko to each other, and fill in the parts that I had left out of my previous explanation. I tell her about the personas. I tell her that we're actually in a world inside the television. And I tell her how the scenery here changes according to the hearts of the people who enter it. She looks doubtful while I'm talking, but considering that she just seen our personas only moments ago, she doesn't immediately deny it. Still, it seems that she can't accept it at all, either. She crosses her arms as if lost in thought. On the other hand, it seems that Yukiko didn't know that Yasogami High had a new student council president either. Yukiko apologizes for not having paid attention to the elections in April.
And that's it in a nutshell.
So, that's what you meant by falling into a TV.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, which makes me believe this school could be a part of your mind that's materialized.
This school came from me? That's a lot to swallow. I'm not surprised. Why is it different this time around, though?
Not
Usually
foggy.
The victim's shadow appears first.
That's right, I had doubts about that too. There's a reason why it's dangerous for people who can't use their personas to enter this world. Besides the obvious reasons, such as not being able to escape and being unable to protect themselves from the shadows, a person's shadow separates from them. The shadows that split off are strongly attached to the original people they came from, and will try to harm them to try to become independent identities. I hadn't given much thought since Miss President seems so energetic, but it's still possible that this has happened to her as well. I put this together with the conversation I had with Teddy as a moment ago and come to a conclusion.
Teddy who's hosting this tournament. What if he's actually this girl's shadow?
Huh?
I noticed he got agitated when I called him an imposter. A fake Teddy would mean he's someone else using Teddy's form.
I see. If this place reflects Miss President's heart, her shadow must be here. And right now, the strongest candidate is...
That's right. If we both saw an illusion, then at the very least the enemy has the power to delude our senses and make us see and hear things that aren't there. On top of that, it can alter what others hear us say and see us do. If it can do that, then it can easily see that our enemy can use that power to change his appearance. That means it could be impersonating Teddy and leading this tournament. That still leaves the question as to why it would take on the appearance of someone it doesn't know. I've seen shadows in the past that took a bizarre appearance, but this is the first time I've seen one impersonate an existing person. Is that true? Yeah, that's true. Does the shadow have some kind of objective? When I come to my senses, I see that Miss President has turned pale and is staring down at the ground. All this talk about shadows in another world doesn't seem to be reaching her, but she seems troubled at the thought of that she might be causing all this trouble. I'm about to tell her that the actions of her shadow aren't her fault, but Miss President rises to her feet.
I'm gonna check out the announcement room. Hmm? That General Teddy's behind the whole shebang, right?
Yeah,
It
shebang.
came from me.
What?
Then I gotta own up to the responsibility. As student body president, I can't let this go.
Wait, you're being reckless. We'll take care of the shadow. You need to...
What? Get out of this TV world? And how am I supposed to do that? Go on. Show me the door.
She has a point.
Well...
Her eyes are filled with the fires of determination. I just think her eyes are red, man. I don't think that's fire. Just as they had been when I first met her. Her sense of responsibility and her awareness of her duty say that she will never back down.
Cousins in the announcement room. And you're gonna go save her, right?
Yeah?
I might not be as strong
I mean,
as
maybe?
you, but I'm no slouch in a fight. Wouldn't it be better if we went together?
I guess.
No, don't you understand? This world is...
I know it's dangerous, but there's gotta be something only I can do to help. Hell,
Well, if it is your shadow, you could say that it's
can't
not
believe
you,
that
then I can
causing
fight a
so much
boss
trouble.
battle.
Making friends fight each other. I'm going on ahead. You don't want to waste time arguing, yeah?
Miss President declares this in a voice that brooks no argument, and takes off running. Yikes! I wasn't expecting her to behave rashly like this. I remember how fast she can run. If I'm going to go after her, I need to go at once, or I shall lose her.
Please, you have to go after her.
Yukiko sees me hesitate and knows exactly what to say. She's right. There's so much we don't understand, but there's no way the investigation team can let a victim run off to die. Yukiko ignores the fact that I'd be leaving her here alone, and tells me to follow a girl whom she's only just met. This is the exact opposite of the behavior she'd been displaying before the fight. Now that is the Yukiko Agami I know. I'm ashamed that I had even slightly let myself be confused by the way I heard her speak before, and I answer her. I'll come back for you no matter what.
I believe in you.
I know. Probably shouldn't, but I know. Yukiko nods to me, and I turn and begin running as fast as I can. I have to rely on the faint echoes of footsteps ahead to pursue Miss President through the school. I can use my memories of the school in order to navigate because the invisible walls are everywhere, but the announcement room is upstairs. Oh, I can't. Not I can. That obviously limits the path that she could take. I will catch up with her no matter what. Nice poster. Oh, it's Teddy posters. I've been running after Miss President for a while, but I still can't catch a sight of her. She's so fast, it's almost supernatural. I even begin to think that her path may be hindered by the invisible wall, may not be hindered by the invisible walls. Wait a second. Now that I think about it, she's not a participant in the P-1 Grand Prix. She didn't appear in the introduction video, and even though she'd been there when I faced off with Yukiko, she wasn't affected by the rules. Could she be able to walk through these invisible walls? I mean, I guess that makes sense, especially if it's a shadow causing this place, right? And she's not in the tournament. If so, then catching up with her will be quite difficult. Just as I'm thinking this, suddenly a blue door appears to my path. I've seen this door before. This is the entrance to the Velvet Room. I don't have time to deal with this, or so I think, but when I consider the timing of its appearance, I can't help but feel that there must be a reason for it. I make up my mind and reach for the door. As I walk through the door, I feel a slight sense of lightheadedness, and I close my eyes in reflectively. When I open my eyes, I'm seated in my usual position, and Margaret is smiling quietly at me, as if nothing is different. When she sees that I've noticed her, she speaks, as if aware of my impatience.
You seem flustered, but time has no meaning here.
Margaret politely points this out, knowing that I'm in a hurry. Time is meaningless, huh? I thought I had figured out a few things about this room, but it seems that there's still more for me to learn about it. If time doesn't pass while I'm in this room, then I should concentrate on what she's about to tell me. Once again, as if reading my thoughts, Margaret smiles.
It seems you've emerged victorious and have come away with a piece of the truth.
Okay.
Though you are in a garden of deceit, you have the vision to go forward. Very impressive.
Well, you know me, Margaret. I'm very impressive.
Is that student council president's shadow really the cause of all this, then?
Who can say? All I know is that you are getting ever closer to the truth. There is one thing I can tell you.
Margaret's golden eyes are fixed on
If
mine.
that girl's shadow is the cause of this misfortune, she will face her trial. But it's separate from your fate.
Okay.
You have your own trial to overcome. Keep that to heart.
My own trial.
I didn't mean to, but I repeat what Margaret had just said.
Everyone sees various things in you that draw them to you. Salvation, hope. I myself find fascination in watching over you.
It's my max charm stat.
Fate may not be the author of your trials, but you are destined to be tested.
Margaret smiles mischievously and nods towards me. I guess that's how we exit. Another slight feeling of lightheadedness passes, and I return to the otherworldly school. The blue door is nowhere to be found, as if it had never been there to begin with. I look up. I still don't understand what my own trial is supposed to be, but for some reason, my mind had cleared up a bit. Sure, why not? Alrighty. So Chie probably next then? In any case, I need to keep chasing after Miss President. And now I'm immediately see a recognizable feature, her long ponytail. I found her.
Wait! It's too dangerous to go alone.
Miss President turns around in response to my voice. She's smiling. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Color me impressed that you managed to catch up to me so quick.
I should be at least level like 80. That calmness. Had she expected that I would follow her? I'm beginning to feel like she's toying with me. But I understand now. Nothing I can say to her will change her mind. There's no way, no helping it then.
Promise me that you won't leave my side. And you can't do anything rash. If you can't agree to those terms, I'll have to force you into protective custody.
What? Ooh, that's a weird way to say that.
It's a matter of life and death for you.
Sure thing. Then let's get to that announcement room together.
I thought that I'd be able to keep her in check by saying that her life was in danger, but she didn't seem to take any notice. She just shrugged and accepted my proposal. She's quite hard to deal with. I'm not sure if she knows how I'm feeling, but she speaks up.
Hey, mind if I ask you something?
Depends on what you're gonna ask.
What is it?
There's a moment of silence. Just as I'm about to ask her to go on, Miss President continues.
It's tough, being forced to fight your friends, huh? Oh, sorry. You don't gotta answer.
I mean, the answer would be kind of obvious, right? She must still be thinking about my fight with Yukiko. True, I'm slightly hesitant to talk about any of this, but it's a question that must be answered. Really? That's how it feels to me.
No, you're right. If I could avoid it, I would. But I believe in my friends.
You mean your friends won't hate you after the fight?
I mean, probably not. Yosuke's probably hurt. If I beat up Kanji, his pride will be kind of hurt.
Or you think they'll understand that you don't really want to fight?
Probably that one.
I don't know. Both, maybe. I mean, there's no way we'd fight each other without some kind of reason.
Will she believe that answer? Do I believe that answer? I study Miss President's face, but when she opens her mouth, she has an unexpectedly gloomy look in her
What
eye.
if you had to kill each other?
Well, that'll be very unfortunate. Kill each other? I truly hadn't anticipated that question. I caught off guard by how I hadn't even considered it. To be fair, they did say to the death, right? It's true, there's no guarantee that this General Teddy won't suddenly decide to make us fight to the death on a whim.
Sorry, that was probably over the line. I don't know why I said that.
Probably because it's rational to think that
I
way.
wouldn't let it happen.
Even if I was forced into such a situation, I would never follow that order. That's all I can say right now. But after hearing my answer, Miss President cast her eyes down again. After seeing that behavior, I how do I put this? Felt a sense of incongruity. Why could that be? Something doesn't feel like her. Could Miss President be carrying some unimaginable burden that she has yet to confide in us? I'd place my money on it. Is it so heavy that she would ask that question to me? Speaking of which, if General Teddy does turn out to be her shadow, does that mean what does that mean about whatever repressed thoughts she truly has? Suddenly it seems that her courageous and cheerful demeanor are a mirror image of that, and a slight sense of fear chills my spine. My thoughts race through my head while we walk down the hallway. Oof.
What are you doing?
I thought I had broke my nose for a moment. It's that invisible wall again. Even though I should have been expecting them, I relaxed my guard and walked right into one. I hold my nose and wave away Miss President, who looks concerned.
There's an invisible wall. I don't think I can go through here.
An invisible wall? Oh, that must have been why you broke out of the mime act every now and then.
What?
Well, if I can pass through, it must only be blocking the tournament fighters. This world sure is out there.
Miss President walks right through the place I had bumped into. So that must be the case. As I'd imagine, Miss President is unaffected by these walls. Is it because she's not one of the fighters in the Grand Prix? Of course, if General Teddy really is her shadow, maybe the normal rules don't apply to her. Stairs. The entrance leading into the school building is ahead of us. But perhaps worst of all is that the wall I had just walked into is blocking me from reaching there. I'll just have to find some other way. No, there are walls there too. And the same can be said for the direction towards the entrance. A thought crosses my mind as I check back the way we had come. It's as I thought. Another invisible wall has formed where I had just passed, and I can't go back. With walls in every direction, there is nowhere I can go. I'm trapped. And if I can't go anywhere, this can only mean one thing.
Be careful. This probably means...
The moment I call out to Miss President, General Teddy appears on the monitor in the entryway. It means my third round in the P-1 Grand Prix is about to begin.
Is your snout okay, Sensei? Jeez, you're such a klutz.
You're still using that form? It's getting old. Why don't you just show your true self?
Boy, you've gotten peevish. I don't have any
Peevish.
idea what you're talking about.
I was intentionally trying to rile him up, but he wasn't falling for it. It looks like I'm not going to get him to reveal anything that way. I quickly changed tactics.
Okay, so who's my next opponent?
Ooh, now you're getting into the spirit of things. Let me guess, you're starting to enjoy beating up your friends?
I mean, it's always fun.
Okay.
Especially when I destroy them like I did Yukiko. So Chie, I mean, I guess it could be Naruto or Kanji too, right? We saw them, well, we saw Naruto, and I'm assuming Kanji's gonna be here eventually. The general doesn't pick up my attention, and loudly yells out what appears to be his pre-battle catchphrase. Smoke pours out, and who should appear from the smoke but the person I was expecting to see. 4 of us enter the TV together, so is Chie. I've already fought against Yosuke and Yukiko. Then...
That's what I thought. You're the last of us, after all.
Yeah, I had a feeling you'd be next, too.
Chie laughs along with me. For the moment... So have you been fighting other people in a minute? Yeah, so who have you been fighting? For the moment, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with her words or with her words or actions, but I can't let my guard down around her. After all, I'd felt the same way when I encountered Yukiko too. But as they say, the third time's the charm. I have to see if Chie's in her right mind. I decided that the best way to do that is to be calm and start a conversation with her.
Chie, you know what they're doing, right?
Before I can begin to explain, Chie cuts me off.
I know. The stuff we say gets twisted around so we end up fighting each other, right? Don't worry. You're the son of a bitch who left us as soon as the last case ended, but you're still our good friend. I mean, you have it easy. You're just fighting your friends. I had to keep killing over and over, all because of you humans!
Now this is obvious. Chie is clearly not herself. It's so blatant, her words don't offend me at all. Moreover, it's not just out of character, but Chie would never say anything like that. And you humans, that's as good as confessing that you're not human. Oh, right. Carnivore, was it? Miss President is watching us from nearby. She looks more dumbfounded than worried. Still, what she said at the end caught my attention. I had to keep killing over and over.
More stuff about killing, huh? Miss President was talking about it earlier, too. This must be.
It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Hurts.
I'll give you a taste of the pain they put me through!
Okay. She's not even trying to sound like Chie anymore. I can't even begin to understand what she's talking about. But if a shadow is intentionally making people say these things, what does this mean about Miss President? Killing each other, all because of humans? What kind of secret past could the new student council president of Yasogami High be harboring? No, now's not the time for this. I'll have to look into this after we cleared up all this confusion between us. Confusion? I ignore her words and draw my sword. Immediately, Rise's voice echoes through the area as if she was waiting for this.
Well, round 3 of the P-1 Grand Prix already. Word on the street is that the carnivore may have a slight advantage.
Probably not, but it really depends.
Will you, Senpai, all talk and no skill?
Mostly no skill.
Eke out a win this time? Let's get this show on the road.
I mean, I didn't eke out a win last time. I destroyed Yukiko. Eked out a win against Yosuke? Absolutely. Place a bookmark? Sure, why not? But yeah, no, Yukiko, destroyed. Yosuke, first battle, never really played the game before. I kinda got it. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Hello? Okay. You were born in 1994? Huh.
Finally.
Like the music, spunky dragon with deadly legs. I mean, you're not wrong. No, wrong way. Oh, it grabbed her! Oh, I'm gonna kick your ass. I hope. Oh, God. How do you like them apples? Oh, God. Okay, that's a little. Did you just kick me in the nuts? No. It did, kind of. Thank you for still wearing shorts, Chie. Oh, God. Command list. I did this one once, right? Sure. Oh, we do that. Yeah.
Has the battle been decided?
No. Wait. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Still standing.
Like that? No, okay, I don't know. I don't know what that is, but you're dead.
All right, it's over. Time to leave.
Did I use a super? Sure, place another bookmark. Woo. I mean, I had half health. I wouldn't say I stomped her. I kind of stomped her. I've won. I lower my sword and begin slowly slowing my breathing. I don't believe I've injured Chie. That would be surprising, seeing how I impaled her ass. Considering this was my third time having to do this, I feel like I'm getting pretty good at not having to seriously wound people in fight.
Wipe that smug look off your face. This isn't fun at all.
General Teddy has seen that the fights ended without any injuries and spits his words through the monitor. The image on the monitor then disappears without anything further. Let him say whatever he wants. I fought all the friends I came into the TV with, and none of them were hurt. All that's left is to head to the announcement room and make sure Nanako is safe, and then we'll be able to go home. I walk over to Chie and help her up, off the ground. She's come back to her senses, and she seems a little sheepish. Are you alright?
I think so. Man, you're strong. kinda shocked at how much of a difference there is between us.
I think I used the super on you. Look who's talking. I've never been kicked around so badly in my life. I wait for Chie to reach her feet and then tell her everything that's happened up to this point.
So the others are safe too? What a relief. I was pretty worried.
Chie is so relieved that she sits down on the floor once more. I can't help but smile at that reaction. She really does care about her friends. Yeah, these are the people I believe in. Seeing us exchanging smiles like nothing was wrong, Miss President sounds perplexed when she speaks up.
You guys really are tight, aren't you? Makes me jealous.
Well, we did spend a whole lot of time together last year because of that case.
And maybe some of us even dated.
Sure, I was surprised to hear such weird stuff coming from him, but I know he'd never say any of that to me. Wait a sec. Who are you?
Oh, I forgot that. I quickly introduce Miss President, who doesn't have a name apparently, and tell Chie that she may be a victim in this case. But Chie looks again at Miss President, suspiciously.
Huh? The student council president? You mean ours? That doesn't seem right. I remember the new president being a guy.
What are you saying? I'm the student council president.
Okay, so Yukiko didn't know there was a new president, but she said she wasn't paying attention to the election. And Chie is just like, what? The president's a guy.
I'm pretty sure, though. Maybe if you told me your name, I'd remember.
My name...
Miss President stops moving. What's going on? Okay. So is she a shadow? She can't tell us her name. That's not that strange a question, is it? What here? Wait, what? But for some reason, Miss President seems unable to answer. I sense some kind of incoherent melancholy from her. She and I share a tense glance.
My name's...
What's wrong?
My... memories... No, I don't want to fight anymore. Why do we have to kill one another?
Kill one another? I gasp when I hear the words fall from her mouth. I don't know what's crossing her mind right now, but she's definitely not acting normally. I glance at Chie, then try to approach Miss President in the hopes of calming her down. Oof. Without a warning, Miss President begins flailing her arms as if trying to ward off demons that only she can see. Chie reaches out and touches her in concern. Miss President's arm catches Chie and easily knocks her aside.
Chie!
What power! I barely managed to catch Chie before she slams into the concrete wall. Still, this sudden breakdown, what in the world's happened to Miss President? Once I've helped Chie back to her feet, we carefully approach her from both sides. Pincer attack. This will be a little rough, but it can't be helped. We can't ask her anything while she's like this. But at this moment...
What?
No way.
Before I know it, Miss President is flying through the air. She was jumping? For a moment, I can't comprehend what I'm seeing. This is no ordinary leap. She was at a standstill, but her entire body is suddenly higher than my head. Her jumping ability is unbelievable. Chie and I look up in astonishment as Miss President kicks off the ceiling to change direction and lands at a full run.
Wow. Who is that girl?
So like a shadow
Did I say
then.
something to offend her? She did mention something about her memory.
Apparently she does not like the fact that she is not class president.
Come to think of it, her memories did seem a little muddled. Maybe she was on the verge of getting them back.
What kind of memory would make her go nuts and run away like that?
Probably the one that makes you yell out, why do we have to keep killing each other? That one seems like a bad memory. I can't answer Chie at all. What if you had to kill each other? I hear Miss President's sad voice in my head. Chie apparently wasn't expecting me to answer her, and she continues.
I'll wait here. Make sure you rescue her, okay?
Her voice is strong and confident. To drive the point home, she pokes my chest with her finger as if ordering me. Even though she might be in danger herself, she's still worrying about others. All my friends are like that. That makes me really happy right now. I ask Chie if she'll be alright on her own. She fires back, let me worry about that. I nod to her and begin running after Miss President once more. I will save her, no matter what. Even though I was running as fast as I could, the invisible walls keep preventing me from making much headway. I attempted to strike at the walls with my persona, but nothing happened.
So many invisible walls, one after another. Miss President can pass through them. I don't know if I can keep up the pursuit.
This is true. The announcement room is still my destination. There's no way to know if that's where Miss President is headed as well, but if there is a shadow waiting for me there, I'll need to get there anyway. Teddy and Rise should be in the announcement room, and if Nanako is being held captive, that's where she'd be as well. I have to keep running, but yet another wall blocks the hallway. At first, I think that this is the dead end. I realize that I can cut through a classroom and come out the other side of the wall. Wait, what? At first, I think this is a dead end. I realize that I can cut through... Oh, okay, sure. It's forcing me to enter the room rather than letting me go straight. This probably means... I brace myself and put my hand on the door. The moment I step inside, a familiar voice echoes in my mind.
Hi. Senpai! Can you hear me? Please answer me!
Hi, Rise!
That voice. Is that you, Rise? The real one?
Her voice isn't coming from the PA system. I'm actually hearing it in my head. Has to be the work of Rise's persona.
Thank goodness. I've been all alone since that weird fake Teddy captured me. And then you were all fighting each other.
Yeah, I kicked all their asses! I mean, except for Yosuke. He actually put up a good fight. But I whooped Chie and Yukiko. I can hear the relief in her voice. She sounds so different from the insensitive and rude voice that's been coming from the PA system. This is indeed the Rise I know.
Where are you now, Rise? Can you locate where I am?
I'm sorry, I don't think there's time. I'm stuck in the announcement room. Please, Senpai, you have to hurry.
I'm trying!
Rise! What's wrong, Rise?
There is no answer. The communication has been cut off. Has something happened in the announcement room? My heart begins racing. The enemy made us fight each other as participants in this tournament, but they had captured Rise as well. It's clear to me that they must have been worried about her using her persona powers to tell us the truth, but that's not important right now. If she was just captured to prevent her from contacting us, then the enemy must be think of Rise as being less valuable than those who had to fight. She sounded okay, but who knows what might happen to her now. I have to hurry.
Pardon me for interrupting while you are lost in thought.
Ah, yes! A hand brushes my shoulder. In surprise, I jump away and draw my sword. I can't believe that I let myself get so lost in thought that I didn't notice someone until they had touched me. This is the second time I've let myself get so distracted. I've gotten used to having my friends with me while we investigated last year. I can't pay attention to the entire world on my own. Indeed, I brace myself. I look up and see an unfamiliar face. A girl with blonde hair and striking blue eyes. Wait, a girl? Her face and voice seem human-like, but the rest of her, there's metal everywhere, and all over her body. For a moment, I wonder if this is just an elaborate costume, but I can't see the interior framework of her body where her joints
I
connect.
didn't mean to startle you.
You're,
It's nice to meet you. My name is Aegis. And no, I am not human. You are the one from the introduction video, listed as the Sister Complex Kingpin of Steel, Narukami-san. Correct?
Yeah, but it's not... I don't have a sister complex. I don't care what anyone says! The question catches me off guard. I wasn't expecting a complete stranger to call me that. And did she say she wasn't human? It's, well, when Yosuke called me by that stupid title, I knew it was a joke. But when a stranger says it, it sounds like they truly believe it. This is a pain.
Nanako is important to me, but calling it a complex is stretching things.
No, wait a second. I was trying to play it off, but I ended up blurting out Nanako's name anyway. Calm down. I need to take this conversation away from this subject. I clear my throat and try to start over.
Aegis-san, was it? Why are you here?
Our primary objective is the destruction of shadows, but we have come to this world on a different mission.
The destruction of shadows?
She fights shadows, but how can she do that if...
Does that mean...
Yes, I have a persona as well. Though my body is a machine, Personas are the strength of the heart, after all.
Just as I thought. I'm surprised to find another Persona user outside of my group of friends, and a robot on top of that. I can't come to grips with all this. From the way we were talking, she seems just like a normal person, only in an interesting suit. True, I've seen stories on the news about robots looking uncannily like humans, but isn't something like this far beyond those? Still, I can't help but believe the evidence with my own eyes. I mean, I've been hopping in and out of TVs for the past years. Who am I to say what's strange or not? That is a good mindset to have. Perhaps the technology behind a creation has supernatural roots of its own. I find myself growing more and more interested in how she came to be here, and I've yet to put that aside, but I have to put that aside from now. There's something I need to find out from her first. This P-1 Grand Prix, it's so similar to the events of last year, but to think that it would involve someone like her, I don't have a clear picture of everything that's happening, that's for sure. I calm myself down, then I ask her what I feel would tell me that what she's doing in this world.
What is this mission of yours?
She opens her mouth to respond, but just then, the monitor inside the classroom turns on. It's at that moment that I suddenly remembered, it's likely that I'm going to have to fight here. I'd forgotten about sensing that when I enter the room.
Aha! So that's where you got to, Sensei. I've been looking all over for you.
Unlikely.
Ooh, who's the honey? Were you in the middle of trying to score with her?
Potentially, but I feel like she's gonna be completely uninterested in me.
As if you didn't know. You're the one who lured us both here.
Oh my, did you figure it out? I didn't have a choice after those guys decided on their own to horn in on the fun. You're a bright boy, Sensei. You know what's coming next, don't you?
The general on the monitor gives me a twisted smile. Could Aige-san's mission be something to do that would cause him trouble? I can't figure out what his motives are, but he's using us to crush each other. In other words, she's the next challenger that's being set against me. Aige-san seems to understand this as well and is staring at the monitor with a quiet animosity.
Sorry about this. Do you know the rule of this tournament?
Only the victor of each match may move on. Yes?
I have nothing against you, but I'm in a hurry for my own reasons.
Neither of us, in other words, can back down. Then there should be no hard feelings.
No, probably not. Aige-san is refreshingly straightforward about this. She immediately takes a fighting stance. A bitter thought comes to me. It's tough being forced to fight my friends, but for some reason having to hurt someone that I don't even know is tougher. I don't know about that. Another thought comes on the heel of that one. I don't know this girl. Perhaps her appearance here means that there are urgent problems that an ordinary student like me can't fathom. What gives me the right to stop her on her mission? Shouldn't I know what's at stake before I take that from her? Thankfully, it seems that she hasn't gone mad like my other friends. Perhaps the enemy doesn't care about clouding the minds of people who don't know each other? If we're still capable of understanding each other, then we should talk this over before we do anything.
That will not do. We will speak more of this after one of us wins.
Fair enough, Aige. Aige-san says this so quickly as if she's reading my mind. For a moment, I'm struck by how she could have known what I was thinking, but I realize that she's right. What good would it do for us to talk things over? True, the loser cannot leave this room, but until we have the battle, neither of us is going anywhere. It doesn't really matter if we can come to an understanding or not. Until we have our fight, none of our goals are going to be accomplished. If that's the case, then it's better if we don't hear about each other's problems before we fight. That could be why Aige hasn't told me anything. This must be her version of kindness. I silently ready my sword. Aige-san appears to smile slightly when I do. Right, I'm not going to give up on what I'm fighting for either. I need Nanako and my friends to be safe, and I have to make sure that Miss President is okay. I will use everything I can to protect them. To thank her for her consideration, I make it a point to announce that I'm ready to start the fight.
And here goes. There's no need to hold back.
Indeed. Let us do battle.
Okay, but like, yeah, can I say first? That's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, press like below. If you're not subscribed yet, when you have my video section, check out some of the content, see if it's to your liking. If you're interested in watching me live stream, head to twitch.tv/ChronosPlays, get my channel followed, be notified when I go live. Either way, thanks for watching. Hope you all have a great day.